look the other way for things and turn the other cheek. And I don't know, I sometimes feel like some of those things come back to haunt you over time, and stuff like that. So, I'm not really sure, but I've been through a lot. I've seen a lot. Again, like, I'm sitting here with my kids in my house.
Now, wait a minute. Did Diddy try to end Kimora Lee as well? Now, we all know that Kimora and Kim used to be really close friends, so she got to see the very evil things that Diddy did to Kim firsthand. But she couldn't say anything because she was afraid of what Diddy might do to her and her family. And now, after Cassie filed this lawsuit against Diddy, more and more allegations are coming forward. And get this, Diddy allegedly threatened to end Kimora after Kim Porter's death.
I feel like it's one of those things where he's just like a bigger than life kind of, powerhouse. And so he just kind of turns and manipulates the press and people and to believe, anything like gaslighting, like that didn't happen. I didn't do that to you.
Now, in case y'all somehow missed out on all the drama that took place a couple days ago, Diddy's ex-girlfriend Cassie exposed him for mistreating her during their 10-year relationship in an explosive $30 million lawsuit. Now, the lawsuit detailed how he SA'd her in her own home after they agreed to meet up to have a discussion about concluding their relationship for good. Cassie also claimed that Diddy would frequently and savagely beat her multiple times over the years, often in front of staff and business associates, but stated that no one dared to push back against him. He also forced Cassie to engage in up acts with male escorts, an arrangement he called a freak-off, as he filmed, directed, and got off to them. These encounters would sometimes last days on end. And the lawsuit also exposed Diddy for introducing Cassie to an ostentatious, fast-paced, and fueled lifestyle, and asserted complete control over Miss Ventura's personal and professional life, thereby ensuring her inability to escape his hold. Now, Diddy initially claimed none of this was true when it first came out by releasing a statement through his lawyer that read, "Mr. Combs vehemently denies these offensive and outrageous allegations. For the past 6 months, Mr. Combs has been subjected to Miss Ventura's persistent demand of $30 million, under the threat of writing a damaging book about their relationship, which has unequivocally rejected as blatant blackmail. Despite withdrawing her initial threat, Miss Ventura has now resorted to filing a lawsuit riddled with baseless and outrageous lies, aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation and seeking a payday." However, just 24 hours after the lawsuit was filed, Diddy convinced Cassie to settle the lawsuit, and it's alleged that he ended up paying her around $100 million. But even though Cassie dropped the lawsuit, she opened the door for Diddy's other victims to come out, including one of his former side pieces, who also exposed him for being very abusive during their 5-year on and off relationship. She accused him of pressing her face to the floor until her nose bled, forcing her to have multiple abortions, and offering $50K as hush money.
And you mind telling me what happened with that pregnancy?
I told him, and he was like, "You're gonna get an abortion, right?" And then I was like, "I don't know. I don't know yet." And then he offered me $50,000 to get rid of it, but I turned it down because I just loved him, and I was like trying to prove that I wasn't the girl that wanted him for money.
Okay.
I just care about him. In the beginning, like the first 3.5 years, the first 4 months, he was really nice, but then after that, he started being an asshole. So he was he was like always belittling me, and always like, like mentally, emotionally, and physically me. He took one of my heels and tried to throw it at me, and then he like mushed my face and like really hard and made my nose bleed.
So as y'all can see, Diddy has a very long history of mistreating the women in his life. And according to Kim Porter's best friend, Kimora Lee, Kim was one of these women. There have been several allegations that Diddy used to physically and mentally abuse Kim. And just like Cassie, he would drug her out of her mind with a mix of different substances so he could have full control of her. And this was also confirmed by Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, who spilled the tea about the time that Kim slit Diddy's wrist after he tried to put his hands on her.
Kim was who Kim was. And then if he ever tried to forget her, all he had to do is look at his wrist.
What you mean by that when you say that, Kim Porter gave Puffy a scar?
When they were at home at Kim's house on 110th Street, he wanted to, put his hands on her in the wrong way. And Kim took one of those corkscrews and ripped his wrist up and hit an artery. And when she did that, he had to rush over to St. Luke's Hospital. I met him over there to the hospital. It was me, him, and Kim in the hospital when he was bleeding like crazy. And that was the beginning of him. And that's the first thing I knew about people getting hooked on opioids. You know what I'm saying? And that was from that accident. Oh, that was from the incident with him and Kim. When she wasn't going to take that whooping, and she got him off of him the best way she could.
But this was just one of the many instances where he put his hands on her, and that's why people believe he had something to do with her death. Now, the shady thing about this is Kim was just about to release a tell-all book about her life, which would have obviously included very graphic details of everything that Diddy put her through. But suddenly, she drops dead right before she could finish the book, and the details of her cause of death are very much all over the place.
Kim know all his deepest secrets. Kim knew why he was using the plugs. Kim probably told all that shit in her book. You understand? That up and got missing the day she died. You understand what I'm saying? See, I could say that because I used to see them in action with other couples and other people. You understand what I'm saying? I was told to watch the door. Kim knew all his deepest secrets, bruh.
See, at the time of Kim's death, the coroner who was in charge of the investigation, Ed Winter, ruled her death a homicide after he reported that he found toxins in Kim's body. But before he could finalize the investigation, he was thrown off the case and replaced by another coroner. Kimora believes this new coroner was hired by Diddy because it took him a whole 2 weeks to confirm that Kim died from pneumonia, which is quite some time because it really doesn't take that long to confirm if somebody actually died from pneumonia. And this was also confirmed by Jaguar Wright, who actually spilled the tea about this about a year ago.
Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. They have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And
oh, but baby, it doesn't stop there. It actually gets a little more sketchy. Because when the autopsy results came out, there were questions about the manner in which Kim died. According to sources, the reports about Kim being found unresponsive by the house help was a lie made up by Diddy. See, she was actually found on her bed with blood on her pillowcases and a slight trail of blood on the bedroom floor that led to the bathroom. She was also, quote, strategically placed on the bed to mess with the police investigation. And this is why she's remained tight-lipped about everything she knows, because she was afraid of Diddy coming after her and her family. However, the way Cassie exposed him, she's now feeling very confident about telling the world who Diddy truly is. In fact, an old interview resurfaced of Kimora putting Diddy on blast for physically attacking her while she was very much pregnant. The article read, "There was a nasty cloudburst when Kimora said something to Combs, and he threatened to hit her. Kimora confirmed this during the interview when she said, 'And I was pregnant.' The moron." But despite everything that's happened, Kimora just said she is not letting up on Diddy and will not stop until he loses everything. And Kim gets the justice she deserves. Just after Cassie's lawsuit was announced, Kimora shaded Diddy by saying, "As you sow, so shall you reap." As usual, people were living for this, and they joined in on Kimora with dragging Diddy. One person said, "It was also alleged that Kim was getting ready to write a tell-all book about Diddy. It makes sense why Kimora found Kim's sudden death to be so disturbing and unbelievable, and why she wants the case reopened for further investigation. She knows this story all too well." Another person said, "Kimora wanting justice for Kim, but also being extremely scared despite her powerful place in the industry, shows how extremely dangerous Diddy is. Shaking my head." Someone else also said, "Kimora Lee Simmons has also been rumored to be making a case against Diddy as well. Kim was one of her closest friends, and she was the one that found her. So she knows Diddy is hiding something scary." But now I want to know your thoughts. How do y'all feel about Kimora exposing Diddy for trying to unalive her? And do y'all really think Diddy had something to do with Kim's death? Y'all know what to do. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and don't forget to click here to watch this other very messy video.